Today, we are diving into a really interesting vision for what the next phase of the internet might look like. One company is actually calling it Web4. It's this idea that promises to make the web way more intelligent, way more automated. We're going to break down what that actually means and what kind of new business opportunities it could open up. But first, let's start with something I think we can all relate to, especially if you've ever tried to grow a business. Why are partnerships so darn difficult? You know the drill, right? It's endless meetings, super complex negotiations, and just stacks and stacks of legal paperwork. It's a total headache, and it really just slows down any real progress. And this really gets to the heart of what we can call the partnership problem. We're talking about all those traditional hurdles that just seem to get in the way of collaboration and growth. You know, the source material just nails this description, calling it, quote unquote, endless long contracts and negotiations. It's that feeling of being completely bogged down in bureaucracy when all you really want to do is focus on, building your business. So, okay, if that's the problem, what's the proposed solution? Well, a company called Linkspreed is putting forward what they call a no-hassle approach with their new reseller program. So how do they actually make it no hassle? Well, they've broken it down into 3 pretty simple steps. First, you get instant access. That means skipping weeks of that legal back and forth. Second, the terms are transparent, so there are no confusing multi-year commitments to worry about. And third, you can start earning almost right away. The whole process is really built for speed. Look, the goal here is super simple. Get rid of the red tape. The idea is to empower entrepreneurs and agencies so they can focus their energy where it actually counts, on selling their services and scaling their business. Of course, none of this works if the incentives aren't right. The way partners get rewarded is designed to be really motivating. It's a tiered model, so the more you sell, the more you earn. But honestly, the real game changer here is the move to recurring daily income and significant revenue sharing. That creates a much more sustainable business model than just getting one-off payments. All right, now let's get into the really cool stuff, the advanced technology that's actually powering this whole business model. It's time to unpack the big idea behind all of this, Web4. So what on earth is Web4? Well, the source material defines it as the intelligent web, this seamless blend of artificial intelligence and human-centric design. And this isn't just some small update. It's being presented as a pretty fundamental shift in how the internet could work. This table does a great job of putting it all in context. So we had Web 2, right? That was all about social interaction, connecting people. Then Web 3 came along, focusing on decentralization and giving users ownership of their data. Now, Web 4 is introducing this new idea of active intelligence, where the internet stops being just a passive tool and starts actively working for you. So what does active intelligence actually mean in practice? Well, instead of platforms that just sit there and wait for you to tell them what to do, imagine systems that automate tasks for you, that personalize your experience in real time. They're trying to bridge the gap between our digital tools and what we're actually trying to accomplish. Think of an email client that doesn't just sort your mail, but maybe drafts replies based on your goals for that day. It's that kind of active help. Okay, so that's the cool tech. But how does this all translate into a real business advantage? Let's talk about why selling these kinds of Web4 solutions could give someone a serious competitive edge. This comparison really puts it in black and white, doesn't it? On one side, you've got your standard websites, which, let's be honest, are basically just static brochures at this point. And on the other side, you have these Web4 solutions. They're being called future-proof, intelligent ecosystems. For a reseller, this is a huge shift, moving from just a one-off sale to a sustainable daily income stream. So if you're a reseller, the value proposition here is pretty compelling. You can solve that AI gap for businesses that are desperate to adopt this new tech but don't know how. And by offering social networks as a service, you also tackle a huge modern concern, letting your clients actually own their community and their data. It's really positioned as a high-demand service that's not crazy complex to sell. So with all of that in mind, let's kind of zoom out and take a look at the horizon. It seems like we might be on the edge of a whole new era for the internet, and it's definitely worth understanding what could be coming next. And listen, this isn't some far-off sci-fi future we're talking about. The source material gives a pretty clear timeline. The official launch for these Web4 solutions is expected in early 2026. I mean, that's just around the corner, which creates a really interesting opportunity for early partners to get in on the ground floor. And all of this leaves us with one final and I think really important question to think about as we move into whatever this next phase of the internet is. Is an intelligent, automated web truly the future for everyone? It's a powerful idea, for sure, and one that is definitely going to shape our digital world for years to come.